I called this little video the Saga of the SICKAROON, which is a play on words involving the tool, which is actually called a Pickaroon. A Pickaroon's a logging tool, but due to the way this whole thing unraveled at Amazon, just for fun I decided to call it a SICKAROON because this was a sick transaction. The first image here is just a screenshot of the Amazon page showing a 36-inch Pickaroon offered by JH Contracting Inc. $45.99 plus $4.49 shipping. The next screen shows product details. It shows 4 stars, 10 customer reviews. I decided to order it. This next image is a picture of the product after it arrived. It shipped right away. It came right to the house, and there it is. It was shipped in a, looks like a recycled electric baseboard heater box. It was all scribbled all over, but it came in no problem. This is another picture of the other side of the box. If you look in the upper right, you'll see some fresh cut split green ash and silver maple. It's probably about a week cut, and that's what we were going to work on with this Pickaroon. Here's a shot showing the tool coming out of the box. The box was stuffed with bubble wrap, and the head of the Pickaroon was protected. Everything was fine. Protection is removed from the head of the Pickaroon. I made this video after I used the tool for a few practice swings, probably around 35 to 40 swings. That's why you see a little paint removed from the tip. When we got it, it was fully painted and it was new. Problem with this tool is because of that little curved front, especially working with green lumber, if you don't hit it just right, it's going to not stick or it's going to bounce off. And when it bounces off, you have to put a little heat on this thing when you swing it to make it stick, and so that thing can ricochet and hit you in the shins, which was one of my concerns in the first place. But in the second place, kind of lumber we were working on was still green and really tough, so we could get it if we hit it along the grain most of the time. If you're hitting across the grain, not going to get it. And if you hit it on the end, you're going to get it about half the time, but it's going to fall off by the time you swing it up and put it on the pile. So I decided that this was not going to work out, and I made the quick decision to send it back. When you send something back, you get this email set up that has a pick list, and the best choice I could have on there was defective, does not work properly. So I sent that. There's a copy of it, and waited. This is a copy of the email I got back, which indicated a little question about how it could be damaged, but indicated that they would send the money back. But it also came from Propane Plus, which the name popped in here somewhere along the line, which was different from JH, the original name. So it didn't bother me, but could be confusing. So I went right back to Propane Plus and explained that I could only pick damaged or defective. That was the best choice, and I tell my story, pretty much, how the tool worked, and I didn't think it was any good. Wanted my money back. My email was immediately followed up by an email from the vendor saying, no problem, we're going to send you a refund, just send it back, sorry for the inconvenience. At this point, I wasn't sure about the shipping, because in the back of my head, and even though I know what the shipping terms are, return shipping is on me, I didn't want to pay return shipping, and I really didn't want to pay shipping in either, because I figured this tool is the kind of thing that they should know isn't going to work, frankly, before they sold it to me. So I feel like I'm being taken advantage of here, frankly. At this point, I'm not sure whether I sent a separate email to Amazon telling them of my problem or not, but I did get this from Amazon, and I think they were monitoring the thread. It's basically saying they're going to get involved here, try to help us out. So at this point, I'm thinking, okay, we'll wait and see. They also mentioned their A to Z program, so I went back and looked at that and figured, yeah, let's make an A to Z claim, which is what I did next. Amazon acknowledged the A to Z claim and came back with this response. And what I did was told the story all over again. And in the bottom there, underlined in red, I'm outlining what's really driving my position, which is I want to send it back and get a refund, but I don't want to have to pay freight both ways. I want a refund of all the freight. So at this point, I'm getting a little hot because this is trickling down over a period of a couple of days, and we're all busy, and it's kind of hard to keep track of this stuff when you do what I do. So after the A to Z filing, the vendor, I guess, got a copy of what I was doing. I don't know for sure if they do or not, but it seems now that they woke up to the fact that I'm looking for the shipping costs, and they had never told me the amount of refunds. So now they made it clear here that the refund's only going to be for the purchase price. So the shipping in is not included, and of course the shipping back isn't. And again, I'm not happy with that. Here's where things start getting really interesting, because now that Amazon's investigating it under the A to Z plan, they've decided that there's no refund, and not only that, I can't return it because it's classified as a health or personal care item. So tough luck. It's closed. The deal is now closed at Amazon. Go away. You're the big loser. Notwithstanding the fact that the vendor has already told me that they're going to give me my money back. It's like Amazon doesn't read their own emails because they should be involved in this thread. And I guess they're not. Maybe they're too busy too. I don't know. I don't spend my life on Amazon.com, and I kind of know my way around, but I had not noticed the classification of this thing. So I thought I better go back and check that, which I did. And lo and behold, there it is. It's classified under health and personal care. And I guess it says oral care, dental picks. So obviously Amazon thinks that this logging tool is a toothpick. Obviously now I'm a little perturbed and maybe sound crazy in this next email, but what I did was in the top there where the 2 stars appear, I showed, it's a mistake to classify them as a personal care or oral care item, personal care, etc. And then down below, I kind of went through things again. The yellow indicates that the vendor had already told me they were going to take it back. So, I'm complaining that Amazon's telling me that now they're not going to. And down at the bottom, I make a claim for shipping both ways, which of course I don't think I'm ever going to get, but I did it anyway, and I told them I wanted to be treated just like a vendor. I want to be paid before I ship. That was kind of tongue-in-cheek when I did that. Here is Amazon telling me again, because of the categorization, the seller is not going to take it back, and I'm out of luck. But they kind of say, if you want, you can go read our stuff at the website, and they understand that I may not agree, but tough luck, that's the way it is. So thank you very much. Goodbye. That's what they're telling me here. Now here's a copy of my email back to them saying, I'm dumbfounded. It's getting very silly now. I gave them a link to their own website and told them to read it instead of telling me to read it. And then I asked him, am I communicating with a human or a bot? And are the classifications done by humans or are they done by bots? Because I can't believe any human looked at this tool or thought about it and did this. But I did find others when I got involved with this that are misclassified, other logging tools that are in with the toothpicks. So crazy. Well, after that last email I sent, it wasn't long, and I got this from the A to Z Guarantee Program, announcing that they're going to make the refund of the full purchase price plus the shipping cost. So I got all my money back, and they did put it in my account just like they said. But I didn't get my return shipping. Later on, I got another email from Amazon kind of saying the same thing a different way, but I guess they go through steps and they do things twice, I guess, sometimes. Anyway, I put a star next to it there where they're kind of spelling out that they're giving me the shipping and the price. So, and they did do what they said. They put it in my account. Here's a final shot of my shipping receipt. I took it over to the local United Parcel Depot. It wasn't a store. It was actual UPS terminal. And I shipped it back in the same box that it came in with the same packaging. And it cost me $16 and I guess 18 cents. Yeah, and I don't know how we got it in here for $4.49. It must be some kind of equalized shipping coming from the vendor, but I couldn't ship it back for $4.49. And the United Parcel people couldn't tell me anything about why it cost $4.49. It came in UPS and went back UPS. So it cost me more than triple to ship it back. And so the moral of this story is that when you buy stuff online from certain vendors and you're not satisfied, like this case, you're going to get stuck in many cases for the shipping both ways and at least the return shipping. And it's not always the case. A lot of vendors will pay return shipping, but this one doesn't. And to me, it's a very, very bad deal. First of all, the tool is ineffective. It could work, I guess, sometimes, even a lot of the times, but it's not something that you could work with every day. It would drive you crazy if you had to work with that tool. It would be bouncing. You'd have to, change your footing. You can't hit a log or a split from any angle and make it stick, which is a problem. I really thought I was buying something with either a casting or a forging on the end, which would have given a little more body. This tool is little more than an axe handle, which you could buy anywhere for $10 retail, and has a weldment on there that, once I could set up for that, and I've been in the metal trades, I'd probably make those for $5 a piece. So it's not hard or expensive to make this thing, and it's severely overpriced, number one, and it really doesn't work well. So that's why I'm putting this video up. I think anybody who buys from this vendor is making a big mistake. Amazon should not have stuff like this on their site, and there's got to be a way to get feedback on this kind of stuff, to get this kind of stuff off the market. This stuff is junk. And it's not being sold as junk. It's being sold as a quality product. This is a real bad deal. To spend $16.18 to find out, and probably 6 hours of my time, to find out that this thing doesn't work. That's the moral of this story. Caveat emptor is the old saying, and I'm going to be more wary in the future. But just in case some other poor sucker like me hasn't done this yet, I hope they discover this video and don't buy this one. One thing I did forget to mention, and it did kind of surprise me when it happened, but what actually happened was once I got that refund from Amazon, I never heard any more about it from either Amazon or Propane Plus. The tool sat around for a while. I thought they were going to instruct me on just how they wanted things, but I just never heard any more about it. I think I could have kept the tool in which case I would have been made totally whole and I would have had the tool. It would have cost me nothing. That didn't make sense to me, so I decided I'm going to return their property, which I think I should have. But the whole time I'm actually thinking maybe they don't want it back. Maybe, I don't know what happens there. It's kind of crazy. But now that they've got it back, I'm assuming that they had to give Amazon $50.48. It didn't cost Amazon anything. They just middled the deal. The shipper got stuck for $4.49 and I got stuck for the return shipping. So they think they've already got a bad deal, but my deal's much worse than theirs. And in fact, I think it's really their fault because this product, as I said before, shouldn't be on the market. I don't think anybody with any experience would buy something like this if they could see it beforehand. The way it's represented on the site, it's really hard to see. I've given you much better pictures than what you can see on the site. And again, this is the moral of this story is just don't buy this product from this vendor, and people should be working on Amazon to have a better way to resolve these things than this A to Z. This A to Z is good because I did get the refund of the inbound shipping, but I'm not happy about having to spend $16.18 to send a 4-pound thing back to Minnesota that I never would have bought in the first place if I could have even looked at it beforehand.